Hello, beautiful people. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. This is your mental health check in for this week. Of course, during the weekends and holidays, you most likely won't hear back from me during that time frame, as stated in your core syllabus. But for today, I really wanted to reach out because you have your assignments that are coming due, and I needed to make sure that I give you those updates, okay? So, you first and foremost, you know that you were placed in groups. The groups don't mean that you're working together or that you have to work together. It's for you to know when you're going to be doing your presentations, okay? Because you all are located online, you all really didn't get the option of switching groups because you're online. It's more or less for the individuals who are physically in class, who will most likely have something that's taking place that day. They're going to be out of town, or something that's happening that they know ahead in advance that they're able to switch out. So the time that was set for them was 11 o'clock for today, but don't worry about that. For you all, you're just going to be turning your video in online for your final presentations. As a reminder, you're going to find your group by going to the tab that says people within your Canvas course. Is located on your left hand side. You click that. Then you'll come to a tab where it'll say everyone, but then there's another tab that should say final group presentations. You're going to click on that. You're gonna go down, and you're gonna see it's gonna say group 1, group 2, group 3. Just click on the arrows. It's gonna give you a drop box. From those drop box, you're gonna see what if you're within that group, okay? If you're within that group, that's going to be your focus. Please notice that I've aligned the group with what chapter you're going over, and the chapter is within the module. So if it's chapter 1, it's going to be module 1, all right? That you're going to know, hey, it's my turn, and it's going to have your case name. I'll start releasing the additional modules out this week, but you'll be able to see, hey, if you're the first case, which is Park v. Deftones, that's going to be module 1, okay? And so on and so forth. You'll be able to see it, and I'll remind you each week what you're supposed to be doing. When it comes to that, that's going to be your case brief breakdown. Right now, I want you to focus on what's in front of you, okay? The thing that's in front of you is module 0.5. Module 0.5 is pretty much your run through or your crash course when it comes to the layout of the course and what we're getting into when it gets into our contract. So you're going to have 3 games that you're going to have turned in by Sunday that's coming up, okay, which is supposed to be the 25th. So it's going to come up on Sunday. All 3 of those games need to be turned in, okay? Then you have 3 discussion posts that you will have to have turned in. Now, understand this. Your main discussion post, as stated in your course contract, states that you need to have that main discussion post in by Thursday at 11:59 p.m. If not, you get a 13-point deduction. All right. And that's for each of them. Each one of those discussion posts main discussion posts need to be made by Thursday. You have until Sunday, 11:59 p.m. to do your peer responses. Now, I want to go a little bit deeper into your discussion posts and what I'm looking for, because it may be some confusion for some, and it's a-okay. Your discussion post, that template that I create for you, is supposed to show you the structure of what your post should look like, okay? So once the best way for you to draft would be within the discussion section of your assignment. So if your assignment is a discussion post, if you've ever done discussions before, in 9 times out of 10 you will go to your discussion and start typing and formatting your discussion within the assignment. You're not turning in a Word document. Okay, it's important for you all to know that. Just like any discussion, once you go into the discussion session, you should be able to see, oh, this is the main post from my classmate, and you should be able to just type in it. You shouldn't be clicking on a link that takes you to a Word document. Okay, the purpose of the template is just to show you the structure. It's so important that the main response you bold. Now, main response is literally the main response. So if it says discuss, if it says discuss the elements of a contract, that's just supposed to be in bold. The questions that are presented to you, which you will see questions, which I've done that for you already in your first template, it's underlining the questions. You know that it's a question because of the question mark that follows after the statement, okay? So please make sure you underline those questions. If you don't, you get points deducted. If you don't bold your main response, whether it is the word main response or the writing that you have discussing the main response, it should be in bold, but the questions should be underlined. Do not bold the questions, underline the questions, okay? So pretty much from there, just follow the structure that's listed. Some individuals have already reached out to me and said, oh, well, do I provide a reference? Well, have you used any information that is not your own? Then if you have, make sure that you have your reference in APA formatting at the end of your discussion to show your support. Another thing is when it comes to that, some individuals are like, well, how do you do that? If you look in your template, I have a link that's called Citation Machine. And if you follow the Citation Machine and saying what formatting you want your reference to be in, it'll take you to APA. It has APA, it has MLA. You have to learn how to work this on your own. However, it gives you instructions and you know what you're looking for. Make sure also that, if you're having any confusion, reach out to me. Please reach out to me. I will get back to you with the response, especially when it comes to your discussion post. Once you go through the first, the initial postings and everything, you'll get my feedback. But it's important that you're listening to what I say. Follow what's in the template that you see on the discussion post, okay? That you see in the discussion template, okay? Other than that, that's the main thing that I notice is that people choose to do their own thing, or they're like, oh, well, I'm just going to do this, or no. It's a reason why I'm so structured in the details that I give you. It's to get you all mentally prepared for the contracts that you're entering in and understanding that you will have deliverables when it comes to these contracts. And even if it seems like the tiniest thing, if it says that you have to do something, you're supposed to do it in order to satisfy the deliverables that you have set, okay? If you're not satisfying it, then you run into the possibility of people saying, I'm not going to pay you, or that you're terminated. So you want to make sure that you fulfill whatever duties you have. And the more attention that you pay to the details, you're going to limit those incidents from taking place, okay? Other than that, going on from there, you also have quizzes, okay? So if you have the quizzes, I usually give like an hour time frame. I'm gonna make sure that hour time frame is on there. It's only 5 questions. It's usually 30 minutes, but I give an hour. All right. And for those who need it, you could do the 2 times that amount, but it's really, because it's only 5 questions, y'all are going to be more than okay, but I will make sure that I have the appropriate time set for everybody. If you all need additional time for that, reach out to me, let me know, and I got you covered, okay? Going down the line, make sure you're looking at your announcement section. It would be wise if you all look at your announcement sections pretty much every other day at least. You never know what could happen. Something could happen and there's a message there. For example, I already know the issue that the students run into when it comes to the Iraq quiz, the Iraq for Iraq quiz. And I left a message on there to state, hey, just put in, your answer due to it not being capitalized, or it's missing, it's not plural or something. There's stuff that happens with that. After the quiz closes, after all the quizzes close, I go back in manually and check and give you any points that you deserve, because you earned them, just because you have a lowercase this or uppercase that. You know what I mean? Just make sure you're putting in the correct answer. It's just off due to that. I'm going to make sure that you're good. So that right there would save you a trip from having to message me if you already have the answers to that, and just say, like, my response time is within like 48 hours. So some days I might be able to get to you quicker than others, and you might need to have certain answers quicker, and on the weekends I'm not available. So please make sure you're checking to see, because those announcements could provide you with the answer that you're looking for if you can't get a hold of me. Going down the line, once a new week begins, all right, y'all, you're going to make sure that you bring any questions you have for that week within that new mental health set, okay? So I won't be looking back at the previous week. Now I need you all to, put your messages and your questions within this week's mental health, okay? And that will, each week I'll put a new video out to discuss what's going on. And you should be good on that, or send me a message directly. Going down the line, once again, you can send me that direct message. There are certain resources that are available for you all, okay? So whether that be if you're experiencing homelessness, certain bills are behind, certain hardships and stuff that are taking place, please, please, please reach out to me. That way I can make sure I put your name down and send your information over to the right people to ensure that you all are covered. Because if you don't have a roof over your head, or if you're hungry, you're not going to be able to show up for class the way that you desire to show up for class. You're going to be sleepy, you're going to be hungry, and you're not going to be able to focus and get what you need to get done. Therefore, if there's resources that I know that's available, I'm going to do my best to make sure that you have access to those. Let's say your laptop or your iPad has crashed down, and let's say the bank account is not looking how you want the bank account to look, okay? It's a lot of dust in there. Understand, been there, done that, okay? UCF, did you know that UCF, Technological Services, they have laptops that you can loan. They have iPads that you can loan. And not that it's for this class. They literally have cameras and camcorders and all these different items that's coming out from your tuition that you have access to at the John C. Heath Library. You can go in and you can loan these items. And it's, you have the item loan, is the time, it varies however is possible, okay, to continue to renew. They have MacBooks, they have different stuff. So if you're in one of those moments where you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna get this work done, or this, because this is broke, you don't have to worry about going to purchase anything. It's from your tuition, okay, that you get to use these items. And it's so important to spread that, because a lot of folks don't know about it, all right? Going down the line, like, I've had my own experience, and I'll put my special that I had from PBS that, it speaks of me having my homelessness experience while I was an undergrad at UCF. So this is why I go so hard for y'all, because I know the life. And I never want y'all to feel like y'all are alone in the process, where there was times where I felt like I was alone, but I had some amazing mentors who stepped in and assisted me in getting the resources and stuff. So I'm doing the same, okay? Even down to not just this class. Let's say you needed a book. There's the interlibrary loans where you can loan a book from a library, and if they don't have the book or textbook that you need at our school, they can actually loan it from another library. It's amazing stuff and amazing resources we have, but a lot of people don't know about it. Short-term advance, if you needed to get your books for class, they have that option as well. I try to make sure each semester my students don't have to take any money out to get books, because I know that's your laundry money, that's your food. I understand that. The biggest thing, y'all, is I need you all to reach out to me. This is my effort to stay connected with you all. However, although I try my best, I can't reach out to everyone in the sense of, if you're going through something, if you don't tell me, my loves, I can't do anything. I can't be there to support you and help you through it. Yes, I do have strict deadlines when it comes to your assignments. It's necessary for you to understand how the entertainment industry works. In the entertainment industry, their mindset is we have a task, we have a deadline, and it's get turned in, and you're not going to run into majority of the people are not going to care what you're going through. I decided I want to be the change that you see in the world. However, I also have to hold that standard of what you're entering into. Okay, I can't sit here and be like, oh well, you had you had a bad day, okay, you have 5 additional days to turn in your assignment, because I also have scheduling that I have to fit. However, I do have it set up where if you're going through, you have your mental health, and you're like, okay, there's so much that's going on, go and provide that documentation that says that you went to your psychologist or a counselor. Get that to me within 3 business days, and I'll be able to take care of you, okay? Now, when it comes to finals, it's a little bit different because I have a deadline that I have to reach when it comes to my submission of grades, and that just shows you how the world is. It's like, yes, I can give you an extension, but when it comes to my stuff being turned in with your grades, UCF is like, you need to have these grades in, or you could be placed on the chopping block, get fired. So I have to prepare you for the industry and the world that you're entering into, okay? Other than that, please remember that for those who are saying, well, I don't have the money to go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, so on and so forth, through your tuition, you have a set amount of appointments that you can make with UCF and their psychological services. And so I'll make sure I put those links and everything below. That way, hey, this is how I can access it. Once again, I am beyond proud of each and every one of you. I'll end up most likely posting again, but I do want to touch base on your case brief for those of you who are in that Park v. Deftones that'll be coming up, not this Sunday, but like the following week. You have to be mindful that you're going to have to turn in your case brief. In the case brief, just touching on it, you're going to be using that template provided. Make sure when you get that template and you've typed in all your work, make sure that you go through and you select all of your text and make it the same font, okay? And that includes, make sure you're clicking on each of your page numbers to make sure that they're the same font as well. Devil's in the details. I'm telling you all this now, just touching base on it. I will be sending out another video as well, but follow what is in that template. Do not put any of the information that's in there that tells you, okay, well, this is what the case brief is. You should only have that the subsection names, like procedural history, facts, those. You need to just make sure that you have your information on there. Make sure you're changing the name that's on the template and the assignment that's on the template, okay? Make sure you're doing all of that. If you do not do that, you're going to get your points deducted for no name in your contract. It says if your name is not on that first that title page, you do not get credit. Why? Well, when you go into a courtroom, if you don't have your name on your document that you're submitting, or if it's the improper party's name on a document, you're going to get turned away. And I need y'all to get in the habit of making sure that you're displaying ownership of your documents, okay? It can be a lot. I know it's like, it could be a lot. That's why I'm making sure that I get on these do these videos, these mental health check-ins, so you know exactly what I am requesting, and it's in those templates, it's in your course contract. But sometimes we just need to hear, like some of us are auditory learners and visual. Sometimes we just need to have the voice along with the text, okay? So just make sure you're looking at these videos, make sure you're just mindful that this course does require some time and some detail. Your focus, as I said before, is to get what your assignments are. Focus on your assignments that are set. Then you can go back and read the rest. We got to work smarter, not harder. I don't want you to go through an entire chapter and then you're like, oh, but I didn't do the work. Get what you need to get done with the work, then go back and read the chapter if you have the time to. I'm not going to stress you all out with saying you need to have this completed. No, make sure the work is completed, then go back and read. All right, that is the smart way to get it done. I hope that helps. Once again, I'm proud of you. Check out the links that I provide. Any questions you have, let me know. You got this, and I got you. Hold my hand. We gonna get through it. I'll talk to y'all soon. Enjoy your Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, okay? Bye, loves.